part of 3 of their World Series teams under the legendary Lou Harris Champer. They won the SEC tournament once back in 2014. The MVP of that championship team, Chelsea Wilkinson, is on staff as their pitching coach.
Right. Amazing tournament, leading the Bulldogs to that championship.
Kirsten Roos, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, will step in. Has a Sun Belt championship from a year ago. Would love to get an SEC championship. Heading the count, 2-0.
Roos is a great story. She's got average hits for power. Doesn't walk a lot. And then when she steps in the box, there's a good chance she's going to be swinging it.
Takes a healthy cut there, swing and a miss.
You love to see that. She's in a leverage count. Something close, she's going to go get it.
Temperatures in the low 50s. It is a cool May evening here in Lexington, Kentucky. And Heavner comes back 2-2. The blankets are out.
They are.
We've spotted a puffy jacket or two, some beanies. Roos fouls one off. 344 on the season with 14 home runs. Now in her 6th year. Tony Baldwin talks about what a great teammate she's been, really appreciative of the opportunity to play at Georgia. Full count. These two teams did not meet during the regular season. And the strikeout to start things off for Heavner.
Well, Heavner's showing what she can do, going with a 3-2 count rise ball, so she throws a lot through the zone. And this one with a lot of movement. It's moving on multiple planes, so it's coming up and underneath the hands of Roos, as well as climbing that ladder. Big strikeout to start the game for Heavner.
That'll bring up Jaden Goodwin, the senior from Paris, Kentucky, back in her home state. They are coming off a big series win against Florida. She had the game-winning walk-off RBI single to win game 2. Big comeback win for Georgia. And then the Dogs followed that up with a run rule win in the series finale. And that looks really good on the resume. Jaden in the opening game of the SEC tournament a year ago, 4 RBI in a win against Kentucky. For a Georgia team that reached the Supers and then lost in Gainesville to the Gators in 3 games. Oh, so close to a spot in the World Series.
There's always those matchups where you know it's just going to be a battle. Georgia, Florida, whenever they meet, SEC series, SEC tournament game, Super Regionals, it is going to be epic.
1-2 from Heavner, hits her.
That's the effectively wild part that we talk about with Heavner. She can be all through the zone, and then suddenly she'll throw a pitch that is a foot out of the zone, and that's what you're getting here. This ball not even close to the plate. That is supposed to be a backdoor curveball, but her arm bounces off of her hip, changes her release point. She ends up hitting. Good one.
It's only the 2nd time all year that she's been hit by a pitch. And a base runner for Sarah Gordon.
And on the flip side of that, that's the 24th hit batter by Huebner.
Another one of those seniors that Tony Baldwin talked to us this morning and said we need to play with a sense of urgency, play and prove how much we want it.
Well, it felt like that's what he got in the Florida series last weekend.
To Gordon.
Sometimes it's play with that sense of urgency, that sudden awakening that, wow, this could be my last SEC series. This could be my last game. All those things motivate you to be just a little bit better.
Well, Sarah's been through it. 3-year starter for the Dogs after a freshman All-American season at Louisville. Hitting over 400 with double-digit homers. Full count. And the strikeout for Huebner, that's number 2 for her.
Back-to-back really good pitches. At 3-1, she comes in and gets the swing and miss, and then she gets the strikeout. Almost the same exact location. Look at the pitch, the movement, the rise. So it's a little bit of backdoor. She bends it around her hip on the outer half of the plate, gets a little bit of outward movement as well as upward movement.
Gabby Novickus has moved into the 4 spot in the lineup. Freshman from Chicagoland. And some freshmen are fading. She has gotten stronger, had a walk-off grand slam in game 3 to beat the Gators. Hitting over 400 in her last 10 games, up to 429. And look at the OPS for the rookie.
Outstanding, 410 batting average, wow. This freshman class has been able to barrel up the ball.
Huebner ahead in the count, 1-2. And how about striking out the side to start things off for LSU?
Jaden Huebner has some of the best movement in the game. Her rise ball is elite at the top of the zone. She gets Roos on the rise ball, as well as Gordon and Novickus. That rise ball, one of the best in the game, jumpy for Gordon Huebner.
Starting lineup for the Tigers features the 2 Edwards, Kylie and Tori. Kylie's been strong all season long, and Tori's been heating up lately. They've combined for 22 of their 53 home runs, and they will face Randy Rolling, who has emerged as the ace of the staff for Georgia this year.
Rolling also lefty has that nice sharp break. She's done a good job of limiting the free passes compared to her strikeouts, 120 on the year.
Jayla Lassiter to lead things off. A player that Beth Torina says is everything to us. A 5-tool player, great teammate, great leader. Senior from Alabama, hitting .361 in the leadoff spot. This is a different team, Smitty, at the plate. Their walk rate is 5th best in the country, and they're only swinging at 36% of the pitches that they see.
It's interesting. You see some of the Major League Baseball clubs doing that too. They're swinging at less pitches. They're looking for more quality pitches. 252 walks on the year for LSU. I think the big thing is just understanding the zone and not allowing good pitchers to chase you, to get you to swing outside of the zone.
And what Beth Torina says is we don't want to give up that control of the strike zone, but we do want to be more aggressive with the pitches that are in it.
And that's the fine line, right, between wanting to walk and taking the walk versus attacking a pitch. If you're in a leverage 3-1 count, you see a good pitch come over the plate, you have to barrel that up. That's how you win games. You need a lot of walks consecutively to win games.
Oh, Lassiter fouls that off the catcher, Marissa Miller. Per usual, LSU plays a very difficult non-conference schedule and then has to run through the gauntlet that is the SEC. But yet the Tigers still end up with a really good RPI. And after starting out the SEC 1-6, they've gone 12-5 since then. And their modest 5-game winning streak is the best in the league coming into the postseason.
Got 8 ranked wins, and you mentioned it, the strength of schedule coming in at 8th best in the country. This is a club that likes to play with a lot of momentum. I mentioned it earlier, but they're 28-6 when they score first.
Long at that for Lassiter to start things off here. 8th pitch coming up.
To go along with that scoring first, they've scored almost 100 runs more than their opponents in the first 3 innings of games. So they do a good job first time through the lineup, understanding and identifying starting pitchers and taking advantage.
In for a strike, and Rolling wins that battle.
Rolling working a curveball underneath the hands. That's a nice location on the inner half and just a lot of energy. Great movement on that. A little bit of in, a little bit of downward movement at 67 miles an hour.
That'll bring up Sierra Daniel, second baseman for LSU, junior from Chandler, Arizona, 342 hitter on the year. Pops it up, 2 down. And now Kylie Edwards, the transfer from Mississippi State, having a breakout season in her first year on the Bayou. Coach Beth Torina says she just figured it out and has been so fun to watch her development continue. First pitch swinging. Another pop-up, and that is playable, and that's caught by Gabby Novickas. A 1-2-3 start. Scoreless through 1.
Welcome back to the SEC softball tournament. The LSU Tigers are rolling thanks to their pitcher, Jaden Heavner. She is off to a terrific start, and Beth Torina said it's been kind of an up and down last few weeks for her. She got off to a really good start in SEC play, but her last 3 starts were not great, and over 11 ERA. Nobody ever wants to see that for a pitcher, but Beth Torina said, hey, we got back together and really had some ideas of what she needed to change and what she needed to fix. I had some ideas, Jaden had some ideas, and we came together. But Michelle, I wanted to have you point this out to our viewers. Beth said she is very unique mechanically. She's not like anyone else in the country. And I don't want her to keep fixing her mechanics. I want her to throw like she throws and still be unique and be different. So they had to come together and make sure she's staying what she is good at. And that is a little more unusual mechanically.
Yeah, you know, Holly, she's got good mechanics. When she's out of time a little bit, her hip will arrive before her pitching arm, and that's typically when she gets in trouble, like when she hit the batter last inning. And pitching is a series of just being on time mechanically.
Tyler Ellison
flies
out to right.
About 100 times through the game, right? So if you're throwing 100 pitches, you've got to really work on your mechanics every single one of those deliveries. And one pitch being slightly off time can make a big difference and can sometimes cost you the game. So I think what's also interesting, Beth, yeah, right there is the pitches that are outside of the zone. And she's behind. She still has the ability to move the ball and catch up. And not a lot of pitchers can do that. I mean, you just have to know that when Jordan Heavner is in the circle, her pitch count is going to be very elevated. She's going to work from behind. She is better when she's working from ahead.
Here's Marissa Miller. Strike at the knees. This is 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for Georgia. Lays off the rise at 68 miles an hour.
The other thing that Jordan does very well, Jaden does very well, is that she comes from behind her back, so she hides the ball very well to both lefties and righties. And her curve and her rise ball release look very similar. And so that's the pitch there that I was talking about. Her hip is early, and that's why that pitch is non-competitive. It's literally about 12 inches away from the plate.
3-1 the count. Right down the middle.
And so after throwing one that's 12 inches off the plate, she'll do that. She'll come right down Broadway and be able to get herself back into this count.
Miller doesn't swing at it, strike 3.
Well, and that's what's interesting about Heavner is that she can look so bad 2 pitches prior, and then when she needs the strikes, she can just bring them right through the zone. Look at the rotation and the spin speed on that pitch. So she's not going to blow the ball past you, but it's the aggressive and violent snap that gives her that spin speed that allows her to have late sharp break.
So she struck out 4 of the first 6 she's seen, all working that rise ball, but had to get to 3-2 counts to finish them off.
Exactly.
So a little bit of everything. Here's Bailey Lindemuth. Was at the World Series as a starter last year at Texas Tech. Played for the national championship. And then when the Red Raiders brought in all those All-American transfers, Lindemuth headed to Athens. And it's been the everyday starter at third this year, batting .336. Last 10 games, though, up over 400. Looking for the 1-2-3 inning.
Every once in a while, she'll throw that changeup in there. Lulls you to sleep at that rise and the curve.
Down the line and into foul ground is Alex Franklin. Side retired in a 1-2-3 second.
The 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
Oh, a lot of smiles, especially if you win and advance at the SEC tournament. And how about the Auburn Tigers? They upset Texas A&M today, and they are moving on to the quarterfinals in need of one more win in order to let the NCAA selection committee consider them for the NCAA tournament. They need another win to guarantee at least a 500 record, and they'll have to do it against the 3-seed Florida. Gators took 2 of 3 from them during the regular season. That Florida win is the best on Auburn's resume. They also have wins over Oregon, Clemson. So even if they get to a 500 record, is that good enough to get in? Probably is.
Are you good?
That would mean 13 of the 15 to the NCAA tournament, because Missouri and Kentucky both with sub 500 records, so they cannot go. but everybody else could.
Ball.
That's what I love about this tournament, is how it gives some programs life at the end of the season. I mean, and think about it. They've been bashing the ball out of the park. They've hit 10% of their season total of home runs here at this tournament.
Yeah, what do they have, 7?
7.
5 of them in the win earlier today.
It's pretty amazing.
Including the Ava Ratliff 3-run shot in the 7th to win it. That starts our coverage tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, quarterfinals, a quadruple header coming your way on SEC Network. Winner of this one will meet the 1 seed in the nightcap tomorrow night, Oklahoma. Sooners swept Georgia. They took 2 of 3 at Tiger Park. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Alex Franklin. Full count.
I love watching Randy Rolling, the way she talks to herself. You can see she's
emotional.
Animated. Coach Baldwin talked about, he said she is competitive, wants to be in that circle, wants to battle.
Embodies the Georgia fight. All guts, all energy. Now in her 2nd year in Athens after a freshman season at Cal. Franklin got under it. 1 down. What you got for us, Holly?
Well, it's very unique in this world of the transfer portal. Randy Rolling, as you said, she's from Modesto, California, played at Cal. Well, Cal came and played at LSU in Baton Rouge for a regional a couple of years ago. And Beth Torina told us today, we are deep dialed in on her. We scouted her so deep, we know if she breathes. So they really have a good plan for her today, and you can see their patience at the plate. They really have scouted her very well.
Here's Tori Edwards. Freshman All-American last year. And when you do that, Smitty, you move to the top of the scouting report. And so all year long, she has been the one player that opponents have not thrown a lot of great pitches to. You don't want Tori Edwards to be the one to beat you.
Absolutely. Been working to try to chase her out of the zone. And, you know, that's what you have to learn as a sophomore, as the name and the number that is circled, understanding how you're going to be attacked and how do you counterattack.
She's figured it out with a hit in 9 of her last 10, 4 home runs and 15 RBI down the stretch. Out of Flower Mound, Texas.
She's one of those walks, 44 walks on the year. Coach talks about being aggressive and not always just looking for the walk. You expect that you're going to be pitched around. It doesn't always mean that you're going to be walked, but it's the power that she's lacking a little bit this year. 18 home runs last year, just 12 this year. The RBIs are down, walks are up.
Couldn't lay off the rise at the eyes, and another full count.
And that's the pitch. That's a non-competitive rise ball. That is way out of the zone, but she still checks that. So to me, that's identifying that pitch a little bit earlier to lay off of it a little bit earlier. Set all sorts of records in the weight room as a freshman. Just a strong athlete.
Swing and a miss. And the emotion from Randy Rolling, 2 down.
Randy Rolling, we mentioned that she loves to compete. She is a bulldog in the circle and in that uniform, and you can see the way that she's going to use this pitch on the outer half. This is a backdoor curveball that's going to work from out to in and a little bit of up. And look at the fist pump. Look at the snarl on her face as she goes after Edwards and strikes her out.
Here's Macy Bajaron.
Both these lefty pitchers have a little bit of a, I don't know if you want to call it a crise, it's a curve rise, so righties are going to have to be watching those pitches on multiple planes.
In for a strike. Macy, the 4-year starting catcher out of Rayne, Louisiana. Third-team All-American last year. Like Tori Edwards, numbers are down on the season, but she's cranked it up over the last month. Batting .405.
When you mentioned it, Beth, so both Edwards and Bergeron, they hit together last year. They were both All-Americans last year. They are the target in this lineup.
That's where they're going to need production from in this postseason. Likely to be at home for the regionals, but then would have to hit the road. And, of course, put to bed the memory of last year's regional at home where they lost twice and got bounced by Southeastern Louisiana. Didn't even get to the regional final. Rowling bounces that in, and that's the second time Marissa Miller's taken a hit. This is 3 straight full counts. They're making Randy throw a lot of pitches. What is that orange glow? We haven't seen that in 3 days.
Crazy pretty sunset here.
Yes. Weather has been cooperative so far the first few days, knock on wood. A little chillier than we'd like, but other than that, here's the full count pitch. And ball forward to Bajaron. First base runner for LSU. That'll bring up Charla Renz, the left fielder. Transfer from Louisville in her first year at LSU. She was all ACC second teamer last year. And Shar, the slow roller to short. Nice scoop by Emily Digby to retire the side. Scoreless through 2 on a gorgeous sunset in Lexington. The Georgia Bulldogs under Tony Baldwin. 2022, they were in the regionals, and then a run started of supers all on the road. Tallahassee, Los Angeles, and then last year, oh so close in Gainesville. Looking to break through and get back to the Women's College World Series. And this is where they stand right now on the host bubble for the regionals as a 15 RPI, really strong strength of schedule, and 10 top 25 wins. It's a good resume for the Dogs.
They've been strong. They've battled this year. All of these teams in the SEC, the more you get to that championship game on Saturday, the more you're going to see these numbers just sharpen.
This is a team that finished the year against Texas, Oklahoma, and Florida. 3 teams that may be the overall #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, not just in the SEC. They went 3-6. And one of the things Tony was focused on this week in their game prep, 8 errors in those games for what has been a really good defensive team all year long. So clean defense, he said, would be critical to make a deep run here in Lexington.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's ecstatic with the way they've been hitting, especially in that Florida series. But it's hard to outbash people when you start getting against these teams that have really good offenses. They have a great offense as well, but you've got some point you've got to have shutdown. You've got to have shutdown pitching and shutdown defense.
There's a shot off the glove of Edwards at short. And Emily Digby has the first hit for the Dogs to lead off the top of the 3rd.
This is what the Dogs needed to get that lead off on. This ball's just barreled up. Edwards with a great ability to get up off the ground. 78 miles an hour exit speed off the barrel. That is smoking hot.
We are seeing a lot of hits, 75 to 80 miles an hour here. Natalie Ray driving one for the gap, and she'll find it. All the way to the base of the wall. They're waving around Digby, and she will score.
I got you.
Natalie Ray, the RBI double in the 9th spot in the order.
How about Natalie Ray stepping up big time, getting a pitch she can handle. This is a curveball with a little bit of up on it, and she just barrels it up, drives that into the gap. And how about Digby understanding and reading that right away? She wasn't worried about tagging. She read that, and because of that really good read, she's able to score from first. So outstanding running by Digby on Ray's big bash into the gap.
Georgia draws first blood, and now they pass the bat to the top of the order.
5th double of the year for Natalie Ray.
Hitting .471 with runners on base this season, and she delivers there. Roos laying down the bunt. And that puts Ray a sac fly away from scoring. 1 down, Roos does her job.
That's a great job by Roos in that situation. You want a productive out, move your teammate up. That's her first sacrifice of the season.
And now you set up your 2, 3, 4 hitters. And Beth Torino wants to chat about dealing with Jaden Goodwin, who her coach Tony Baldwin calls the ultimate ball whacker. Hitting .543 over her last 10 games. You know, it started with Sweet Lou Harris-Champer, continues with Tony Baldwin. It's just, there is a fearlessness to Georgia hitters.
Yes.
There is a confidence to Georgia hitters.
I love their mechanics. I mean, this is a team that is very good at letting the ball travel, letting it get deep into that strike zone, and not afraid to hit the opposite way, not afraid to be late.
Chance for Goodwin. Misses on that 70-mile-per-hour pitch down in the zone. Waits on it and drives it. Knocks the change out to center. And that'll score Ray. 2-0.
Well, that's a Heavner changeup coming in at 59 miles an hour. Heavner's changeup has the largest variation in velocity of any other pitcher in the SEC at over 5.5 miles per hour. So this one's a little bit fast, and because it's fast, Goodwin's going to see it and just drive it right back up the middle. That pitch is probably best at 54 miles an hour versus 59 miles an hour.
3 hits in the inning and a well-executed sacrifice. And here's the number 3 hitter, Sarah Gordon. Heavner struck her out on a rise ball back in the first.
This just shows the depth of this Georgia team. 8 and 9 to get on, and the top of the lineup hit them in.
Ground ball to the right side. They'll get the lead runner, and that's it. 2 down. Gabby Novickus, also a strikeout victim, her first time up. Beautiful lavender sky tonight in Lexington.
Got all the colors coming out. I'd prefer a couple more degrees in temperature.
Would be nice. Not shorts weather.
No.
Spectacular. Georgia dugout making a lot of noise. Novickus takes a strike, 1-1. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
We were talking about the Georgia dugout. Tony Baldwin pointed out to us that last year they were pretty young in the SEC, and he thought that really showed up in a negative way last year. But they're older this year, 7 seniors. And he said this senior class is so good how they manage stress and outcomes. They love to laugh, and they don't make the game too heavy. We're seeing that right now.
Yeah, the 7 seniors, good experience in the portal. So the newcomers even, they may be new to Georgia, but not new to big moments. Novickus reaches, and that'll end the inning, but 2 spot up for the Dogs.
This is a Georgia offense that can get it done. Big singles by this defense, by this offense for Georgia, putting runs up on the board. 2 big runs for the Dogs.
Selection Sunday.
Election Sunday.
Election Sunday.
64 teams that want to get to Oklahoma City.
Everyone in the country wants to hear their name be called.
I feel like it's just the beginning of a new season.
Yo, Selection Sunday coming your way in just a few days. 2 hours of coverage on ESPN2 starting at 7 Eastern. Who's going to be the overall #1? Might it be the Boomers, Sooners, Patty Gasso, and OU doing some scouting. They've got the winner of our game going on right now. And the RPI top 25, 12 SEC schools, including 6 of the top 8 and 9 of the top 16. Last year, the SEC had a record with 9 regional hosts and 7 of the top 8 seeds on Selection Sunday. Riley Johnson into the second row. 8-9, and then the top coming up. Another strong year for the SEC, now with back-to-back national championships. First Oklahoma and then Texas, the 2 newcomers, joining Florida and Alabama as SEC national champs.
Just so much depth in the conference. I mean, this tournament's a perfect example of it. We seed everybody based on the regular season, but yeah, I don't know that it really matters. I mean, everybody that plays has an opportunity to beat their opponent.
SEC, of course, will be a part of Championship Saturday. 5 conference championship games for you on Saturday, building towards Selection Sunday. We'll have the Big 12 and the American at noon, the ACC and the Sun Belt at 2:30, and then the SEC Championship on ESPN, 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Then we hop on the Disney private jet and scoot up to Bristol for the. Oh no, wait, that's not us.
No, that's
we don't.
not us.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we'll make our way up to Bristol for the selection show.
The morning of.
Yes.
Longest day.
And then the 7 innings
Ever.
show follows.
But the greatest day ever.
Yes, the bracket release. Infield pop-up. 1 down. This was Oklahoma in the regular season. Swept Georgia, but they were all good games in Norman. And the Sooners went on the road to Tiger Park and took 2 of 3 from LSU. And this is the former Sooner, Avery Hodge. Couple of rings, summertime in Norman. And oh, by the way, the home run chase gets back underway tomorrow because Oklahoma's playing with Kendall Wells at 36, 1 shy of the single season record. And UCLA starts playing the Big Ten tournament.
That's right.
They have Megan Grant at 35 and Jordan Woolery at 33. First time in history we've had 3 players with 30 plus.
First time.
Yeah.
Well, there they are.
So we'll see who can catch Laura Espinosa.
And both those teams already breaking the 2021 record that the Sooners held, the 161 team home runs.
They're tied at 173 now.
That's right.
So the race is on to set that record.
That's a lot of dingers.
A lot of tater tots. Both of them right now in the top 8 in terms of RPI, so not likely they would see each other until the World Series if they were both to make it. Hodge pops it up, 2 down. The big what if is Texas Tech. What if Texas Tech is not a top 8? Oof. And then that group goes on the road somewhere.
Can you imagine?
Possibly to Florida, possibly to Texas or Nebraska. Places like that. Whew.
It's kind of what we saw last year with Nebraska on the road to LSU. We thought that would be the matchup. And winning that regional and then going up and playing at Tennessee. So you have some of these clubs that could be another year like that. If Texas Tech is not a top 8 seed and they come into your super regional, look out. It's a tough one. It's what they did last year. Went to Florida State and won.
Back to the top here. Jayla Lassiter struck out looking at a curveball in the first. LSU looking to respond to Georgia's 2-run top of the third. RBIs for Natalie Ray and Jaden Goodwin. Trying to cut it off at third is Lindemuth. Couldn't glove it clean. And a 2-out base runner on the E5.
Lindemuth is going to go a long way to try to get this and cut it off. It is a slow developing play, so I think if it gets to Digby, there's a good chance that Lassiter would have been safe. She's got to go get this, but just off the tip of the glove, Lassiter on base via the error.
So a base runner with a walk, a base runner reaching on an error. LSU still wanting for its first hit of the game. Here's Sierra Daniel.
Well, Beth, one of the things when you look at your scorecard, so both those hitters reaching, Bergeron and now Lassiter with 2 outs, so they've just been able to make sure the damage is happening late in the inning.
She considers the 2-out bunt.
Well, and that's just about playing the defense. So you see your corners back. Freshman Novikas at first is deep. Lindemuth was deep at third. Take a look at how deep, obviously now with 2 strikes they're going to be playing, but trying to be a little sneaky down the line, especially with the lefty pitcher.
With Lassiter at first.
Yeah, nice take by Daniel. That's a good rise ball in the inner half. Doesn't bite at it. Daniel continuing to be a little bit early getting around these pitches. Just a pitch on the outer half, and she's fouling it down to first base, foul.
Gets a hold of one, drives it deep, way back and gone. Sierra Daniel ties it up for LSU with her 4th home run of the season.
How about Daniel letting that ball travel a little bit more? She'd been attacked on the outer half and was around those outside pitches, and then gets this pitch on the inner half. This is a rise ball that is upstairs, and look at the way she just barrels it up. Look at the extension, and the ball just jumps off the bat. You could hear it off the bat. That one deep into the night, a 2-run shot to tie up the game. Daniel with the big blast. Just her 4th of the year.
She smoked it. Their first hit of the game is a souvenir.
there's one area that Randy Rolling has had some issues with in the circle.
Yeah.
That's the 16th home run that she's given up this year.
Here's Kylie Edwards. Home run measured 228 feet. Hit at 74 miles per hour. Almost as good as hitting it is reliving it with your mates in the dugout.
No doubt. Well, that error proves costly. Would have been the third out of the inning, but instead Lassiter's on base for that 2-run shot by Daniel.
Edwards is aboard.
So after limiting damage, first time through the lineup, just one walk given up. The last 3 hitters have reached.
And that'll bring up the 4-hitter, Alex Franklin. Hugs for the 2-run home run for Sierra Daniel. Flew out to right field her first time up. Well struck, and it's dropped at second. Heading for third, the throw, and diving in safe at the base is Edwards. And Franklin advances to second on that throw.
This is Georgia team talked about their defense and how imperative it was that they had good defense to make a deep run here. This ball hit hard at Russo. It looks like she's going to flip it over, but Digby, it's kind of a long dart throw. Digby stretches, it goes off the glove, then the throw over to Lindemuth. And I wonder if they're going to challenge this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it looks like she potentially would be out. Trying with that swim move again. Close at third.
Wow, they do not challenge.
They don't challenge.
So runners on second and third here for Tori Edwards. And the Tigers will look to bust this thing open.
So a couple of defensive miscues in this inning. 25 errors on the year, 2 in this inning.
Score that an E4. Edwards struck out on a backdoor curveball her first time up. One and two.
Nice take by Edwards. Trying to work herself back into this at bat after being down early.
Kylie Edwards and Franklin aboard. Not a good swing there by Edwards as rolling ends the damage.
Sierra Daniel gonna go yard, a rise ball up in the zone. She just unloads on it. Daniel with the 2-run shot to knot up the game. Tied with the Dogs picking up the bats.
Welcome back to the 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. Here with the Georgia head coach, Tony Baldwin. And coach, your team was off to such a good, strong start. A couple of defensive miscues there. How do you get it back on track that way?
Yeah, it's a 7-inning game. We're just going to keep battling. You know, we had an opportunity to see some momentum there, and we didn't navigate the end of that inning very well. But, you know, we'll just go right back to work this inning. That's what it's all about, is just the competition and keep trying to get better.
Your offense has been sharp, a lot of aggressive swings. Tell me what you're trying to do at the plate.
You know, Jaden is commanding the ball really well, and everybody knows that a good Jaden Heavner is a tough Jaden Heavner to hit. So we're just trying to not overthink it, keep her in the strike zone and get some swings off, and hopefully she makes some mistakes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And Tony, first 2 innings 0 for 6, but then in that 3rd inning, the 2 runs scored off of the 3 hits, and now Tyler Ellison will get it started in the 4th. 5, 6, and 7 due up.
And they did a good job of attacking different pitches, rise balls up in the zone, as well as a changeup that they hit right back up the middle. Heavner is one of those pitches, has the highest spin rate in the SEC on the curveball. 3rd highest on her rise ball, so she's got a lot of that spin speed. It's important to really read the pitches out of her hand.
Ellison launches one, and back at the track and at the base of the wall in left center at Char Lorenz. Heavner thought that one might have been leaving the building.
She's given up 15 home runs this year, and you can hear it sometimes off the bat. You cringe a little bit.
Yeah, that one sounded good.
Yeah.
Air may be a little heavy right now on a cold night in Lexington. As Marissa Miller steps in. Struck out in the 2nd. One of 5 strikeouts for Jaden. Ground ball through the hole and out into left. Fourth hit of the night for Georgia. And that'll bring up Bailey Lindemuth. Flew out to right in the 2nd.
That's a good bend, that curve ball that has a little bit of up from the out part of the zone or the outside of the zone. A little bit of rise to it. Cannot give up on Heavner's pitches.
0-1 the opposite way, and off the glove over the head of Alex Franklin. And then the overthrow, good backup by the left fielder, Lorenz. But it's Georgia now with runners on second and third after the Lindemuth double.
Well, I'm talking about not giving up on pitches. Lindemuth is able to get into a pitch. You can see the spin rotation on that. Curveball in the outer half and just bashes it over Franklin's head. It goes off of the glove. Nice effort, almost reels that in. Marissa Miller is able to truck all the way around from first to third.
She had to stop to make sure
Yes.
it wasn't caught.
Then took a long round around second. And actually almost looked like she could have gotten thrown out at third.
Baldwin's going to get a pinch runner out there. That'll be Molly Mitchell. The go-ahead run now at third base with one out. And Miller can catch her breath. Emily Digby singled and scored in the second. Bottom of the order started the rally in the third. And now looking to be a central part of the run production in the fourth.
And this is what Tony Baldwin talked about, just continuing to battle, continuing to fight. LSU puts a two spot up in the bottom half of the inning, come up and do some damage back. It's impressive number.
3 for 7 with runners on base.
And the highest in the SEC with runners on.
Been good all year at that. Mitchell awaits 60 feet away. Digby deep drive, way back and out of here. 3-run home run, and the Dogs are back in front.
Wow. How about Emily Digby hitting it out of the 8-hole? Gets the rally started in the third, and then here in the fourth, a 3-run shot. Her 9th of the year. Emily Digby getting it done in the lower half of the lineup for the Dogs. It's a rise ball in the outer half of the plate. She lets it travel immediately off the bat. She knows it. This is textbook Georgia hitting. Letting that ball travel and going toward the Oppo G. If they were at home in Athens, that would be right over the big Georgia G in that right center gap.
6, 7, 8, and 9 for Georgia have all hit and have all scored, and they have driven in 4 of the 5 runs for the Dogs. And they will chase Heavner here in the top of the fourth. Pitching change for the Tigers when we come back. New pitcher is the Oklahoma transfer, Peyton Monticelli. And the senior who's been real strong for them over the last few weeks, now on in relief after the Emily Digby 3-run home run for Georgia. Heavner departs after Georgia puts up 2 in the 3rd and now 3 more here in the 4th. Winner will advance to the quarterfinals to face the 1 seed Oklahoma tomorrow.
Monticelli's going to be a lot of up in the zone. She throws that rise ball about 77% of the time. Curveball, changeup. But most important, coming from that right side, so a completely different look than Heavner, the lefty, with a lot of spin speed. This is more velocity. She's going to be in the high 60s. It's the rise ball and fastball, as we mentioned. A little bit of off speed here and there, but she likes to work up in the zone and has been really good as of late for LSU. There's a lot of debate on who they were going to throw, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
CC Solara has been outstanding as well.
Right back from Monticelli, and the backhand whips it over to first. 2 down.
So Heavner from the left side, Monticelli a nice rise ball from the right side, and CC a lot of drop lower half of the zone from the right side. So it's a very diverse pitching staff for LSU.
Back to the top of the order. 3rd time through, Kirsten Roos. A strikeout and a sacrifice.
I think they said it was a ball.
Dog dugout is barking. With lip gloss, of course.
Gotta have the lip gloss. Especially on a cold night like this, you don't want your lips to chap.
Skittles.
Need sugar. And
Definitely,
caffeine.
and caffeine.
There's the lip gloss.
Down in the dirt, 2-2. That looked like strawberry, maybe. Opposite way, Franklin got a beat on it. And the side is retired, but another deep shot from Digby goes 261 feet.
Annalie Digby off the bat. She knew it immediately. Going yard, her 9th of the year. That 3-run shot puts the Dogs back on top.
Welcome back to the SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. Here with LSU head coach Beth Torina. And Coach, Your good news is your team battled back there, put some runs on the board. Bad news, they gave up some more. Where are you standing right now?
Well, this team's been through a lot of adversity this year. This team's done it a little different than other teams we've had in the past. So they've been through it. They're tough. They're battle tested. So I'm sure they'll find their way back in it.
You are on a 5-game winning streak coming into tonight. Tell me where your rally spirit comes from in this dugout right now.
I think this is an incredible team. I've said all year long they're ball players. They're not ones we have to like entertain them at practice. They just go out and play ball and they love it. And they get along well and love playing softball. So I'm sure they'll find a way to get themselves back in it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. And Beth, the resume looks like this. A solid top 16 seed, you would think, at this point with that RPI and strength of schedule, and the 11 top 25 wins.
11 wins, but just look at the level of competition that they played. The 26 games against top 25 RPI, the strength of schedule at 8. I mean, so they're not just playing hard SEC schedule. They are playing a tough pre-conference schedule. And I like what Coach said about being battle tested. I mean, they know they've been through the gauntlet, that even though they're down 3 runs, they still have an opportunity here. A lot of outs left to work with.
6, 7, 8 coming up. Here's Macy Bajura. Walked her first time up. Both of LSU's runs coming in the last inning on the Sierra Daniel 2-run homer. Two more home runs tonight. The total now is at 16. Strikeout there for Rowland. 27 is the record. I have a feeling with 3 more days, we're going to blow by that mark. Quadruple header starts tomorrow morning at 11 Eastern with the 3-seed Florida and the 14-seed Auburn. The drama there is the Tigers need a win to establish a 500 record, regardless of what happens after that. And you have to be at 500 or better to be considered by the NCAA selection committee.
If they get that win, they're eligible. If they don't get the win, that would be 3 teams more than likely out of the SEC, which has been a while since 3 teams have not made.
Yeah, last year it was 14 of the 15 that got in. Char Lorenz pops it up. 2 down.
Well, that's why scheduling is a big thing. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that, you know, do a lot of homework on how it will affect their RPI, as well as projecting out number of wins. Also understanding number of wins and losses potentially in league play. It's, there's a lot that goes into scheduling year after year.
Here's Riley Johnson.
Okay.
Ball 1 with Steve Gould, Marty Abazishan, Cam Ellison, our umpiring crew tonight. Here's the 1-1 from Rolling.
Ball.
Off-speed curveball by Rolling on the outer half. Doesn't get the call. Does a good job of blending those 2 pitches. Hard curve pitch prior, then to the off-speed curve.
It's Johnson to swing through it. 2-2.
It's been on point. Going from ahead to 12 of the 17 hitters. she has faced.
And gets Johnson for the 1-2-3 inning with strikeouts number 4 and 5.
Randy Rolling, when she's pitching ahead, hitters hardly have a chance. Just a .167 batting average against. This curveball has been nasty. She's going to chase her down. 5 strikeouts on the night for Rolling with all that emotion.
I have goosebumps like everywhere. The team home run record nationally all in one swing.
A lot of people thought this home run record was untouchable.
There it is! One pitch, one swing, more history. Found a pitch to hit. It's a home run. Jordan Woolery. It clears the fence.
Oh, has this been a lot of fun all season long, watching the home run hit parade. And it will continue tomorrow with Oklahoma and UCLA back in action. The Sooners playing here at the SEC against the winner of tonight's game. UCLA opening up their Big Ten tournament tomorrow as well.
Not an opportunity left.
Both the individual single season mark and who's going to end up with the team single season record.
Yeah, what's the high water mark for that?
Goodwin opposite and off the base of the wall. Racing around for second. It'll be close. And she beats the throw in. And the leadoff double for Jaden.
Jaden Goodwin has been really good at mashing softballs in this game. Last inning, it was a changeup. She goes the opposite way. This one on a pitch on the outer half. Again, going the opposite way, just allowing that ball to travel. Bashes over Lorenz's head. Look at how fast she is getting out of that dugout, knowing immediately, because that ball was hit hard off the wall. Well played by Lorenz. 14th double of the year.
Here's Sarah Gordon. Heart of the order here for the Dogs with the 5-2 lead.
I promise I'm trying.
Trying to lock down a top 16 seed for the NCAA tournament and host a regional. They are in good position to do just that. Gordon reached for it away and out to center field. Lassiter is there. One down.
With one out for the Bulldogs, first baseman, number 32,
Gabby Novickas got struck out twice by the starter, Jaden Heavner. And now facing the reliever, Peyton Monticelli. Peyton has 5 SEC wins, 3 of them as a reliever. Trying to maintain this score and let her teammates pick up the bats again. But LSU with just the 1 hit. The Sierra Daniel 2-run home run.
Randy Rolling has been rolling herself and did a good job of recovering after giving up the home run. A couple of errors behind her, she's able to recover from them.
There's the 2-2 offering from Monticelli. What you got, Holly?
Well, Pink Monticelli pitching well right now. She's 5-0 in her last 6 appearances. And we're talking about Tarina about why is she better. She said she's better in her own head. She's being confident. She believes in herself. Her own brain is the biggest reason she's improved. That and the height of her fastball has come down. It was looking a little bit too much like the Rise Michelle. So changing up the pace and the place of that fastball has helped her a lot here.
Yeah, absolutely, Holly. And wait a second, the first part, are you trying to say pitchers are in their heads sometimes? Yes,
sometimes, not all the time.
That is the case. But absolutely, creating that separation is so important in pitches. And so working on lowering the fastball so the rise ball looks more so up in the zone.
Yanked foul. Another hard hit ball from Gabby.
You know, one of the arts of pitching is that you want to throw your rise ball from low to high so it's actually coming up through the zone. You want to throw your drop from high to low so it's actually moving down through the zone. Yep. So it's important to use those angles, not even just curveball, screwball, but the angle of the pitch as it enters and exits the zone.
And she lost her. A 1-out walk. Beth Mullins, along with 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith, who just, I believe, referred to herself and other pitchers as artistes. the Picasso of the circle.
That's right.
Along with the Hall of Famer Holly Rowe at the SEC tournament. Ground ball to third. Good scoop for 1 over to first. Double play. Avery Hodge taking charge.
Great play by Avery Hodge at the hot spot over at third, who's going to scoop up this ground ball, step on the bag over to first. How about the 26th double play of the year for LSU to get out of the jam, and Monticelli loves it.
SEC Softball Championships continue with the quarterfinals tomorrow starting at 11 Eastern on SEC Network. with Florida Auburn, and then we'll run you through that Alabama-Arkansas matchup. Will be fabulous. Alabama took 2 or 3 during the regular season. They right now are #1 and #2 in the RPI National. As the top 4 seeds all start play on our side of the bracket, Texas and Oklahoma get involved. 1 down on the ground out. And it's back to the top of the order now for LSU.
With 1 out for the Tigers, center fielder, number 7, Jayla Lassiter.
There's Jayla Lassiter. 0 for 2. Did reach on an error and score in the 3rd. Ahead of Sierra Daniel home run. She is on deck. And that remains the only hit of the night for the Tigers. Winners of 8 of their last 10. And a big second half rally after an 0-5 start to league play. They come in here riding a 5-game winning streak.
Well, one of the things that Randy Rowling has been able to do against LSU is get them to chase. Rowling has one of the best chase rates in the SEC, top 5. And right there, you can see that's a pitch that's out of the zone. She gets Lassiter to chase, to bite at that pitch. Just that one hit, you mentioned it, Beth, that she gave up.
4 1/3 innings of work. Solid showing thus far for Randy.
It's so good when she pitches from ahead, which she's done most of this game. Just batting average against, with just 167 when she's ahead versus almost 380 when she's behind. So imperative to work from ahead.
Gets the swing and miss. Strikeout number 6.
And
2
just
down.
living on that outer half, Beth, so she used a lot of off speed on the outer half, a lot of down, and then she gets the strikeout on the rise ball. Look at the way she gets underneath her body. Just the movement on that pitch, late and sharp.
Well, in the emotion, she just is living and dying on every throw. And now looking for vengeance against the home run hitter. This is what Sierra Daniel did. Big smash.
That was a rise ball, but it was inside. And just a silky, smooth swing, getting that barrel of the ball, the 2-run shot that knotted up the game. And then what does Daniel? She hits the home run, and then she's like, I'm gonna cross over here. I'm gonna slap, try to mix things up, take advantage of the defense. Infield being back.
They are looking for any kind of spark. 7 straight retired since the home run. Slashes it the opposite way, foul.
And Daniel known a little bit more for her speed and ability to hit for average versus power. That was just her 4th home run of the year. She's got 9 doubles, 4 triples.
Down the count, 1-2. Randy Rowling looking for her 3rd 1-2-3 inning. Pitch count reaches 90.
Good job by Daniel to not bite at the last couple pitches. Rowling's asking for a timeout. She's been shaking her hand a little bit. I don't know if that's she's trying to get blood in her hand because it's chilly night. Take a little
Bounces
break.
back in with a smile.
That's right.
gets her. Back-to-back strikeouts and back-to-back 1-2-3 innings.
Randy Rollins has been on fire, picks up strikeouts number 6 and 7. Rise ball at the top of the zone with a little up, a little out, and rolling. She is dealing. Look at the emotion. Looking to pick up an SEC tournament win.
What is up? Welcome out here into home run territory. Just me and a couple of home runs over here with Halo and Tori. We'll see you on SEC Now coming up after the game. Recap the entire day. Get a couple of guests up here from the victors. Georgia looking good right now.
Looking very good.
Yeah.
Rolling in the circle. She's dealing. 7 Ks.
Dogs are barking right now.
Rolling is
Rolling.
too easy. Too easy.
See
Back
what
to
you
all.
did there. Nice. There's your host bubble watch. Both these teams looking pretty good. You know, the RPI isn't obviously the only indicator, but it has been a very good indicator and almost sometimes matches up what your final RPI was, ends up being the top 16 seeds. Miller drills one. Oh, almost caught out there by Lorenz. You know, the selection committee uses a lot of different criteria. Your strength of schedule, your KPI, your head-to-heads against common opponents, your last 10 games. Obviously, geography plays a big part of it. Even with the top seeds, you know, this year we're gonna find out what the 2 seeds look like in each regional. But even that is not a true S-curve. Travel comes into play, travel costs, geography, and it can affect where you go.
What will also come into play is, I think, the strength of the SEC. You cannot send a 17 through 32 similar conference foe to a regional. And so I think they're gonna have to massage some of that. So the number 2 seeds will more than likely, if they're from the SEC, will have to go to an ACC, a Big 12.
And I'm going to do some math, Smitty. If there's 13 SEC teams in, that means there's only 3 sites that wouldn't have one. Ground ball to third, Hodge, 1 down.
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into making the decisions and really, you know, putting the teams in the proper places in the bracket.
There's a look at the RPI breakdown right now. In the top 25, 12 SEC teams. And 9 of the top 16 today. RPI there should be some changes here that probably after tomorrow, when a lot of the big dogs start playing in their conference tournaments. Nice running grab, and the catch is made by Daniel in foul territory, 2 down.
Carter Daniel doing damage with the bat, but also says, hey, look at how far she runs to get this ball. I mean, she is starting out close to second base, goes a long, long way, lays out, and you see the ump cam following her.
Standing coverage.
Wow. The ump cap cam.
Cap cam.
It's on the cap.
Yep. There you go.
There it is.
That's on Marty Abazishan. Here's Digby. 3-run ding-dong for Digby, her last time up. Back-to-back games for Emily with go-ahead home runs.
Been on fire. Consistent, hitting for average and power.
Rips that one. Apogee for Digby. And a stand-up double. 3 for 3 tonight.
How about Digby? She has a single, a 3-run home run, and then a curveball in the outer half, and she's going to blast that into the gap for a double. So Digby getting it done, and all of this out of the 8-hole.
That was a pull G, not an apogee. But a G nonetheless.
Exactly.
Right at the first baseman, Tori Edwards. And that will end the threat. 5-2 Georgia to the bottom of the 6th. And more of Randy Rolling in the circle for the Dogs when we come back. Time to look at tonight's extra effort brought to you by Regions Bank.
Well, how about Randy Rolling? She has been on a roll. Her first 5 strikeouts, all using the lower half of the zone. Look at the chase. She's getting LSU to swing outside of the strike zone. And then she says, hey, wait a second. I've got a really good rise ball that I can use as well. So a couple of strikeouts, 6 and 7 on the game with the rise ball. Randy Rolling just surgical in the way she is dicing up the strike zone tonight.
In control right now and sitting on a 3-run lead. LSU with 6 outs to work with. 3, 4, and 5. This would be the area to start something. Edwards, Franklin, and Edwards are 0 against Rolling with 1 walk. She has taken care of the heart of the order. Ground ball to third, gets scooped by Linda Muth. 1 down.
With 1 out for the Tigers, right fielder number 20, Alex Franklin.
Here's Franklin, 0 for 2. local kid from near the LSU campus, having a breakout sophomore season. Made the move from third base to the outfield for the good of the team this year. As LSU has an infield that consists of 3 high school shortstops. See that a lot in college softball. Recruit the shortstops, and then you can find a spot for them.
Exactly. Recruit the athlete. That's one thing in athleticism. It's really hard to coach into somebody.
Yep.
If they're a shortstop, you can coach them into playing second or third.
So they have shortstops at second, short, and third. And Franklin selflessly moving to the outfield to really make the lineup, the batting order stronger and keep them all out there on the field. Rolling's got it here, 1-2. 2 down with K8.
Rolling is just in a zone, the way she's using all of her pitches. This is a drop on the outer half. It's got great vertical break, almost 9 inches downward with really good velocity at 65 miles an hour, spin rate over 1100. And her splits, look at that, 62 of her 100 pitches are strikes, right where you want to be, right around 60 to 65% strikes to ball ratio.
1 strikeout away from tying her season high. And she's gotten Tori Edwards twice already tonight. Ten in a row retired. And ahead in the count again.
I was just going to say, all night long, Beth, it's really been 0-2, 1-2. And once she gets you in that count, she's just so hard to hit off of because she has so many different directions she can go in. She's got the change in velocity as well as the rise, the drop.
Two and two. Count goes full. Looking for her 17th win of the season to get Georgia into the quarterfinals and a date with Oklahoma. And she loses Edwards. 2-out base runner and the first one since the 3rd inning.
3rd walk of the game given up by Randy. Continues to shake that hand a little bit. I think that's more about keeping the fluid, trying to keep the hand from swelling up a little bit. My hand would swell at times. The fingers get a little fat.
Yeah.
Centrifugal force, especially on a cool evening.
That was Destin Howard and Presley Harrison now in the bullpen. And it looks like Tony's going to stay with Randy.
It's probably a wellness check, see how she's doing, how she's feeling. I love the way she's very meticulous. She's got her routines. You know, she's talking to her outfield. She's looking at her corners. Talking to Lindemuth and Novickis.
Bajra has a hit in 10 of her last 14 games. Has walked and struck out tonight.
Nice ball up in the zone. Ooh, that's close.
Grounded, and it will stay fair. And the tag on Bajira ends the inning. We head to the 7th. Georgia still up 3.
The 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network is presented by T-Mobile, America's best network.
3 winners today at the SEC Tournament. Auburn, Arkansas, and Ole Miss. And look at the seeds. Ole Miss and Auburn, the first time in tournament history that a pair of double seeds have won their first 2 games to reach the quarters. And we have 1 slot left to fill in the final game tomorrow night against top-seeded Oklahoma. And we head to the 7th with Georgia up 3. Top of the order for the Dogs, Roos, Goodwin, and Gordon. Holly Rowe?
Well, Kirsten Roos is so inspirational. She is a type 1 diabetic. She is playing with an insulin pump on her chest and a glucose monitor on her arm. She has become a very outspoken person, really showcasing how she balances everything with softball and this disease. And she's inspiring little girls all around. More in a moment, I'll tell you more about that story.
Holly?
She actually had a little girl come up to her at breakfast today and show her her glucose monitor and say, I thought my softball career was over because of diabetes, but I've seen you play. Maybe I can too.
It's an amazing story. Such an inspiration.
Oh, look at that.
Signing her glucose monitor. So
nice.
Ruth signed hers, and she got the young lady to sign hers. Trading inspiration.
Sometimes the portal stories are really good. Had a great career at Coastal Carolina for 4 years. Came to Georgia and has been, well, according to Tony Baldwin, an integral part of their softball community in Athens. Pops that up, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Lead off the board here in the top of the 7th for Georgia. Her first hit of the night. And that'll bring up Jaden Goodwin. single and a double with an RBI tonight. Drags it and reaches.
Boy, this is all about positioning. Monticelli had to come off and get this because look at Sierra Daniels. She's going to be going towards second. There's going to be nobody there. So when this bunt goes down well positioned by Goodwin, there's nobody else there. She's got to go get that. Edwards is going back to first base. And I think even if Monticelli picks this up, I think she's safe.
So 2 on with nobody out for the number 3 hitter, Sarah Gordon.
Yeah, there's no opportunity with the speed of Goodwin. She's easily going to beat that out.
They're checking to make sure that Edwards is okay because Edwards collided with Monticelli. And now I think LSU is just realizing it, and so the athletic trainer is coming out. And you're going to see her wince right at the tail end. Oh, tears too.
On offensive confidence.
Wow, she is in some pain. Boy, it looks like Edwards is going to have to come out of the game here for LSU.
Jaden getting this belt down with all her speed and just that collision in a vulnerable position when she's leaning over like that.
Defensive change for LSU. Now playing first base, number 44, Ciela Pickett.
So she will come out of the game. Ciela Pickett is the new first baseman. Also, Brooke Smith is the pinch runner for Georgia at second. Georgia trying to tack on a few more before LSU comes up for its final at-bat.
Realizing how important runs are. Even with Gordon up, one of their top hitters, looking at potentially putting the bunt down. And move her teammates up.
Gordon's 0 for 3. Back-to-back singles to start the 7th for Georgia. Tied at 2 in the 3rd inning. And the Dogs got an Emily Digby 3-run home run in the 4th to take the lead. It has stood since then.
Bottom half of the lineup has been so good for Georgia.
Gordon opposite way. Out to right, and that'll score Smith from second. 6-2 Georgia.
Georgia team just understands how to let the ball travel. This ball leaks back into the zone. It's right down the middle, and just look at the way she barrels this up, drives it the opposite way, hits it so hard she gets it past Daniel. Exit velocity at 75 miles an hour, ball off the bat. Smith is going to score from second, an RBI single for Gordon.
Runners on the corners for Gabby Novickus. First pitch swinging, pops it up. And that won't be deep enough. Runners have to hold one down.
Good communication by Franklin coming in to call off Sierra Daniel.
With 1 out for the Bulldogs, designated player number 4, Tyler Ellison.
There's Tyler Ellison. 0 for 3, hit into a double play in the 5th. And Beth Torino wants to chat, former pitcher herself at Florida. And that might be it here for Monticelli. Pitching change for the Tigers. Next up would be CC Solera. And there she is, the junior transfer from San Diego State. All Mountain West performer a year ago. And she makes her SEC tournament debut.
And CC's been good this year, has a heavy drop ball. She's done a great job at controlling the strike zone. Just the 16 walks on the year and 92 innings pitched. So she's not going to strike out a lot of batters. There's just 45 strikeouts. She has a lot of pitch to contact. She's going to be up near almost 70 miles an hour. It's that drop heavy on both sides, hammers that lower half of the zone, induces a lot of ground ball outs.
6th relief appearance for her. This will give us a minute to take a look at the best in the game. Brought to you by T-Mobile. And let's go back to that big Digby swing.
Emily Digby. Pow. Oppo. Look at the way she just gets into that. Head down, barrels it up, drives it well beyond the fence. That's their 9th home run of the year, hitting out of the 8th spot. How about having yourself a 3-for-3 day? First game with multiple extra base hits, a double in the 6th, the 3-run home run in the 4th, and how about a single in the 3rd? She just, if she could get herself a triple, she'd hit for the cycle.
6, 7, 8, 9 hitters have all hit, have all scored, and they've driven in 4 of the 6 runs. The number 1 seed awaits the winner of this one. Sooners had their way with Georgia, got the sweep in Norman, but they were close games for the most part. And Oklahoma took 2 of 3 on the road at Tiger Park against LSU during the regular season. First action tomorrow for the 1 seed OU, the 2 seed Alabama, the 3 seed Florida, and the 4 seed Texas. If the seeds were to hold, potential semifinals of Alabama, Florida, and OU, Texas. Let's look at the bracket. Ole Miss and Auburn sharing the Cinderella stories thus far.
It just shows the depth and the strength of this league.
Here's Ellison. Facing CC Solera. On in relief, the 3rd pitcher of the game for LSU. Her first taste of the postseason. Peyton Monticelli. Opposite way, or Ellison back off the base of the wall. That'll score 1. 7-2 Georgia as Goodwin comes home.
Wow, this has just been a complete offensive explosion for Georgia with that Ellison hit. 8 of the 9 hitters in this lineup for Georgia now have base hits, pitch going the opposite way. Again, letting it get deep, just textbook Georgia hitting, going to that oppo gap and just getting it over the head of Franklin. That big blast is easily going to put another run up on the board, and still again a 1st and 3rd situation with Miller coming to bat.
Ellison with some advice from Miller. Got another pinch runner into the ball game. Donaldson over at first. Sullivan at second. And here's Marissa Miller. Singled and scored in the 4th.
That's a 43rd RBI of the year for Ellison.
Chop back to Salora, and it takes a funky bounce, and another run will score. She touches it in fair territory. And it's 8-2 Georgia on the Miller infield hit. And Beth Torina's arguing that it may have gone off Miller's foot.
Yeah, just because of the English on the ball after it hits the ground. I think they're going to take a look and see if that's
LSU is challenged if the ball hit off the batter's foot. Play is under review.
And they are correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Good challenge. That's what Cece, I think, was pointing at immediately as she went for the ball, the pitcher.
Yeah, I think that's why she pulled her head up on it. She just assumed it was a foul ball.
After review, the ball did come off the batter's foot, just foul ball. The count is 0 balls, 2 strikes. LSU retains their challenge. They have 2 left.
So back to an 0-2 count for Marissa Miller with runners on the corners. And hits it to second. They'll get 1 and the double play. Last chance coming up for LSU. Welcome back to the 2026 SEC Softball Tournament on the SEC Network, presented by T-Mobile. Finishing up the second round tonight, a couple of double-digit seeds have won multiple games for the first time in tournament history. Auburn and Ole Miss still alive. One of the defending champs is done already. Texas A&M ousted early. They were upset, so was Tennessee. The 5 seed is out. It's been a tournament for the underdogs thus far.
Absolutely, and a tournament that shows execution is king. You know, if you play some solid softball, executing defense and in the circle and then getting the timely hitting, you're going to keep punching your ticket to the next round.
Randy Rolling looking for the complete game win. Will face Char Lorenz in the bottom of the order. Randy Rolling with 8 strikeouts, 1 shy of her season high. Has allowed 1 hit tonight, 2 hits tonight. And Lorenz is aboard to lead things off for LSU here in the bottom of the 7th. First hit since the Daniel home run in the 3rd. Some defensive changes for Georgia in this 7th inning. Brooke Smith stays in the game and will play second base. Delaney Sullivan in center field. And the starter there, Natalie Ray, moves over to right field. Allie Hutchins is the pinch hitter here. One for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. That lone hit in their Arizona series in April. Has seen time as the starting DP as well this year. Opposite way, fair ball. LSU making some noise late. Runners on second and third, and now on the overthrow, a run will score. Lorenz comes in. And it's 7-3.
How about Hutchins coming in, the right-handed hitter for Johnson, the lefty, and this is a pitch on the outer half. She lets it travel and just drives it the opposite way. Really good piece of hitting on a curveball in the outer half, just drives it down that right field line, and with the speed over at first, Lorenz going to come around with that miscue towards second base, puts a run up on the board.
Avery Hodge in the 9 spot in the order. So 1 hit through 6 innings, and now 2 hits in a row here in the 7th.
Ball.
2-1.
Good job by Hodge not to chase out of the zone. LSU has chased a lot in this game out of the zone, trying to be a little more picky here in the 7th inning.
2-2.
Boy, those 2 runs in the top of the 7th loom very large in this game.
Struck her out and ties her season high with number 9. 1 down.
9th strikeout of the night for Rowling. Just being able to come back in a pressure situation. Curve on the outer half. Just see the way that she's going to pull this curveball on the outside corner. That lefty-lefty matchup proves big. 9 strikeouts.
Now we'll deal with the top of the order. Lassiter has struck out twice and reached on an error. The home run hitting Daniel is on deck. Lassiter out into shallow left center and a diving grab by Sullivan. 2 down, just into the game.
How about Sullivan coming in for a defensive substitution and just gets an amazing jump. This ball looks like it's going to have eyes and find the ground. Lassiter looks like she's going to get herself a base hit and just leaves the ground. Sullivan, great job gloving that up, getting airborne for the 2nd out of the inning.
LSU down to its final out. One and one to Sierra Daniel. Clips the corner. 1 strike away for the quarterfinals for Georgia. Taps it to short, and she will leg it out, no throw. Runners on the corners for LSU. Third infield error of the game for Georgia.
The Georgia team that is typically steady Eddie on the defense and had their struggles this evening.
Here's Kylie Edwards. One of their home run hitters. 10 on the year. Has walked once, 0 for 2 tonight. Season high pitch count for Randy Rowling. Trying to end it here with 1 more. A new season high, 10K for Randy Rowling. And Georgia wins it 7-3.
How about Randy Rowling just so on point this evening against an LSU team that had been hot coming into this game. 10 strikeouts. Her first 5 down in the zone and then really starting to mix things up. Her second 5 more rise than drop. It's an outstanding effort by Randy Rowling.
A complete game 3-hitter with 10 strikeouts.
And another rise ball in the outer half, and Tony Baldwin loving what he's seeing from Randy Rolling, who he says embodies the Bulldog way.
Showed some great fight with a season-high pitch count as well. And they are on to the quarters and a date with the 1 seed, Oklahoma. And one of the heroes at the plate, Emily Digby, is with Holly.
Well, Emily, this has been a really great night for you so far, 3 for 3. But tell me what happened when you stepped to the plate. Tie ball game in the 4th.
Honestly, I just told myself to do what I do best, stay calm in the box. And if I can't get it done, I know I have players behind me that will.
There was some contagious hitting in this lineup. I think 8 of the 9 hitters got base hits. What does it feel like in the dugout for Georgia right now offensively?
Oh, it's awesome. It's like a party. Pass the bat. Everybody feeds off of each other, and we know, just like I said, if one person can't get it done, another girl can.
Your pitcher was lights out tonight, a career or a season high strikeouts for her. What did you see in the circle?
I saw a fierce competitor. We love that about Randy. She gives us energy. We feed off of the energy, and she's just one of a kind.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Great night for you.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Thank you, Holly and Emily. So the bracket is complete for the quarterfinals, beginning at 11 Eastern on SEC Network. And the bracket has been turned upside down. Another upset. The 9 takes out the 8 seed. And it's Georgia-Oklahoma tomorrow night in the nightcap. SEC Now is coming your way with all the stories of the day. Auburn and Ole Miss still alive, Dari.